Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a single page layout featuring some mixed media, and I am going to be using some Color Shine from Heidi Swapp. I've already gessoed my paper, and that's what you're seeing me dry right there, is just the clear, actually I think I'm using clear gesso from Art Basics, and I've just applied it with a credit card or gift card. Actually, the one I was using was actually from Illustrated Faith, and it's mated for that purpose. And now I'm just getting some packaging together, and I'm going to use the packaging technique to apply my Color Shine. I'm using, I believe it's patina as the color. I'm going to spray it down onto my page and just go ahead and rub it around. And I don't mind how that looks at all. I'm using just a plain old piece of white cardstock, and that's why I gessoed it. And then I have pulled out this pinkish red color, and every single time I use this color, I forget exactly how bright it is on the paper, which is really silly because there is a swatch of it right there on the top of the bottle. But I put it down and I go, oh my gosh, this is super pink. It's actually almost borderline on the fuchsia purpley side of pink, and that is not at all what I was looking for. I wanted something more red to go with the roses or the flowers on the paper on the right hand side, and yeah, that's definitely not what I was looking for. And in the process, my first spray, I did not even hit the paper. You probably didn't notice it, but I shot it right up my sleeve. Yeah, today was just a fun day with mixed media. So anyway, starting over, I pulled out some mixed media paper from Vicki Boutin, and instead of having to gesso it, I can just go direct to the paper because it's got such a tight weave to it. It does not, actually I don't know if weave is the right word, but the fibers in it are so tight together it does not soak up the mist like a regular piece of cardstock would. It all kind of sits on top for a little bit, so you're able to move it around a little with water, which is what you see me doing there. And using my heat gun or heat tool to blow the drips around a little bit. I know that I'm going to be using my paper in the bottom right hand corner, so that's why I don't care if there's any mixed media down in that corner. And I know I'm going with a diagonal line from the upper left hand corner to the bottom right hand corner with my layout. I have two photos that are approximately 3.5 by 3.5 that are going to be going on this page. And so I am using a go-to design that I use quite frequently for large photos. When I lay my background papers down, you will see I'm just going to lay them down over the corner, and then I'm going to trim them off. There you got to see me trying to clean up my sleeve and my arm from all of that pink spray. The Vicki Boutin paper pad, it has a hole drilled in the top for merchandising purposes, so it's not really a true 12 by 12 paper. I love the paper other than that, and so you just saw me cut a piece off of the edge, and I'm going to have to back the entire thing with another piece of cardstock to keep it true 12 by 12 to fit in my album properly. I'm going to go ahead and finish up drying the mixed media. You'll see me dry from both the back and the front. That keeps the paper from curling up towards the heat gun if you go back and forth. It also helps to dry it from the back as it has finally soaked into the paper. So there you saw me marking where I want to cut my paper to create the layers down in that bottom right hand corner. This paper is from the Crate Paper Heart Day collection, and this was another challenge through the Kit Club's May online crop. And the challenge was to use either a feminine line for boy photos or a masculine line for girl photos. And so these photos are going to be of my son riding his bike, and I think this is more of a feminine line because there's flowers and hearts and whatnot, even though it is a Valentine's collection. It could be used for either one, but it is definitely leaning more towards the feminine side since there's a lot of pinks and florals. The darker paper in there is a shimmery paper from Paper Pad. I think it's one of the DCWV paper stacks, and it's one of their shimmery paper stacks. And I just put it in there for contrast. Some of the color of the paper with the florals has that kind of a color in it. So I wanted to provide some contrast, and so that's why I used that. And then I'm adding another V up in the upper left-hand corner. That's going to be a landing place for my title. And at this point, I don't really know what my title is going to be, but and I don't really know that that's where I'm going to end up putting it. It's either going to be for an embellishment cluster or a title, but I do end up using it for my title, which is going to be a very short title called To and Fro, because my son is riding his bike to and fro in these photos. It's not really wording I normally use, but it suited the photos perfectly, and so that's why I went ahead and decided to use it. And he's just riding his bike up and down the sidewalk near our house, and this was he's probably maybe 6 years old, and he had been riding for quite a while, I think, with his training wheels, but this is without his training wheels, and he's just out enjoying the neighborhood and enjoying riding his bike. So I'm not sure if we're doing yard work or just out there hanging out with him, but it worked out and that he could ride his bike back and forth. We live on a pretty quiet street, and my mom lives next door to us, so it's a good chance that we were probably outside doing something because he would not be out there by himself otherwise. Now I've also backed the photos with that same shimmery darker color paper from the paper stack. I've pulled out all of my green thickers to see which one I'm going to want to use, and I've also gone through my red embellishment box and pulled out a whole bunch of different things that could work for this layout. I found the sticker that has the word "and" in the center. It's a red scallop circle and has the word "and", so that's what prompted me to use the To and Fro, so I can use the "and" sticker as the "and" in the title. And I just thought that was kind of fun and cute, and that thing's been in my embellishments for ages, that sticker. I've never been able to find a use for it, and I see it all the time, so I'm finally getting it on the page, and that makes me super happy. And then I have a little sticker here that has a bicycle on it, which is perfect for these photos, and that's going to be my little journaling spot. I really wanted to use that red rectangle paper with the white heart in the middle, but I don't think that makes the final cut. And I did find a sticker in there that says "Sweet Cheeks," which I don't think was really meant to be used for his tush, but I went ahead and put it on there on the picture of him riding away from us. So it worked out. He's probably not going to appreciate that a whole lot right now, as he's 20 years old now, but maybe his kids will appreciate it down the road, or at least they'll get a kick out of it. So I've also got these cute little puffy stickers that I'm going to be using. I'm just trying to figure out where I want everything to go. That's a puffy heart. I used the heart out of the center, and then I just had the circle that has the negative space of a heart in it left, and so that's going to go ahead and go on that bottom right hand photo. I really like the diagonal design of this layout, and like I said, I use this as a go-to design for large photos, and putting a large photo in the bottom right hand corner works really well. You could flip it around and do it in the left hand corner or whatever, but it works really well, and you get to see a lot of the papers, but you get I don't know, you get a lot of bang for your buck, I think, because there's still leftover of the paper, and I don't know, it's a nice design. It gives you something other than an L or a shelf to work with. So yeah, I'm pretty close to the end here. Stick around for the close-ups. If you've enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those in the notes below or in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.